All right. Hey, we're live. Welcome everybody. This is the Meshery development meeting. It's a weekly meeting in which we talk about the Meshery project. The Meshery project is a CNCF project. So we live stream these meetings. And so you can come back for and chuckle at the same jokes maybe a couple of times over. You never get old. And come back and look at the notes again from the live stream. If you have agenda items, now is the opportune time to go ahead and list those agenda items in here. There are probably a couple of blank spots to fill in if people want to. Agenda items can be things like questions or comments or suggestions or issues that you might want to raise, issues you have questions about, a design spec that you want to review, a pull request that you're looking for feedback on, roadmaps you want to talk about. So anything that's relevant. There are, yeah. So as we get kicked off, something that all of you might not be aware of is that there's a blog post coming out on this topic that I'm going to mention, which is Meshery is, in terms of its the repositories that comprise the project. Actually, there is a blog post on this topic. There are two organizations that Meshery lives within. Here's the blog post. Two organizations, one for the core platform. This is the one that you might all be familiar with, github.com/Meshery. Wow, look how beautiful that is. That's just, isn't that, can't you just tell that this project is loved on? Yeah, that's nice. Also, there's and so that particular organization has about 18 repositories. All right. There's a second GitHub organization called Meshery Extensions, or github.com Meshery-extensions. And it has about 23 repos. Intuitively, you might be able to intuit the difference between the two. But to the extent that you can't, or that you'd like a little more info about it, why there is such a separation and what projects are going where and why, this blog post has your answers. This blog post should be going out on the CNCF blog shortly. So, okay, good. All right, so most of us that are on the call have gotten their names into the raffle. For how many dollars was it again? That's right. Some made up word, gazillion, trillion, 800 billion. Anyway, good. Good. We like, there's a reason why Lee doesn't usually host. We almost never get anything done when Lee does. So we'll try to get some stuff done. Before we get into the official agenda, now is the time for us to get to know one another. So my name's Lee, and I'm one of the maintainers here, and I live in Austin, Texas. Great. Wonderful. Let's stop talking about Lee and start talking about you all. We'd like to take a moment to encourage everybody to turn on webcams if you have them. That way we can get to know each other. And whether you brushed your hair or you have hair, doesn't really matter. That's not why you're here. But if you're new, or if you just want to introduce yourself again, please do. Now is the time. So yeah, please take a moment and say hi.
I'll go. Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Jay. I recently joined the project, or trying to join the project. I'm looking forward to contribute. My experience is mostly in Golang, doing a bit of JavaScript and TypeScript here and there. But yeah, that's all about me, I would say. Giving a shot. Yeah.
That's great. Welcome, Jay. Yeah.
Thank you.
And Jay has done everyone who's not a native Hindi or Tamil speaker and given us a short three-letter name.
Yep.
Thank you, Jay.
No worries. My name has always been a little difficult to pronounce everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, no matter what your native tongue is. Okay, all right, fair enough. Yeah, nobody ever complains about my first name. Nobody ever really just kind of, I don't know, something with three-letter names that people just kind of get it. All right, very good. Jay is with us. Uh, who else is with us today?
Hi, can I go?
Oh yeah, please. Oh, another three-letter name. Very good.
Yeah. Okay. So, hi, everybody. My name is Joy, and I'm a front-end developer. And this is my first time coming in contact with this wonderful team. I was here last week, and yeah, so mostly I use React, Next.js, and in these are the libraries and frameworks that I mostly use. And I'm happy to be here, and I'm willing to learn and contribute to the Meshery project.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And Joy, I could be misremembering, but you already have a pull request open, I think. But you're already doing what you're saying you're wanting to do. You're already contributing, if I recall.
Yes, yes.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, good. Um, don't if it's relevant, or if you want to, I always encourage you to list the PR here if you want to, if you want sort of synchronous feedback. But that's great. I forgot to ask Jay. Jay, whereabouts where are you physically located? Where's
I'm
your
located in Hyderabad, which is mid-southern part of India.
nice? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
what are we looking at for the temperature outside right now for you?
So this year particularly, it has been cold. So right now it's 23 C or about 65 Fahrenheit, I would believe, or
Sure.
probably a little higher, yeah, 70 Fahrenheit. But at night it gets a lot colder. It gets, I mean, not compared to north, but it gets around 16 C. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. The Northerners always scoff and chuckle when someone says it's cold. Like, oh, you don't
Yeah.
know what cold is.
Yep.
Anyway,
Yep. Yep.
yeah, good. So for Joy, whereabouts are you dialing in from?
Okay, so I live in Nigeria, in a city called Abuja, which is the federal capital territory of Nigeria. And temperature here is about 32 degrees centigrade. And so,
Huh?
yeah.
S- Okay, yeah, yeah. So do you mind, Joy, can you spell the name of the city that you're in the Zoom chat? Because I think even if you say it again, I'm not gonna get it. But how far away are you from Lagos, Nigeria?
Um, from Lagos to Abuja is about by road. That is about 10 hours drive.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Okay, got you. All right. And then who else today? Anybody else want to introduce? Say hi. Talk more about the weather. Try to do mathematics in our head about Fahrenheit and Celsius. It's not the math, it's like remembering that stupid formula, whatever that thing is. So, all right, good. All right.
Hey
Yeah.
everyone, uh, can I introduce?
Yeah. Go ahead, Abhijit.
Yeah, so my name is Abhijit. I'm in third year engineering student from India. Um, my expertise was on Golang. I was doing a little bit of TypeScript and right on learning about Meshery servers. Actually, I was reading docs and looking about the code base. And yeah, that's all about me.
Nice. Yeah, Abhijit, are you the same Abhijit that was putting in some time on one of our high priority issues on the
Yeah, yeah.
all right, good. Yeah, we need it, man. Don't give up. Oh, we need it. Yeah, there's a couple of people I think that are running into that. And so Yeah, keep pushing, keep pushing. Anybody else want to say hi?
May I?
All right, Bhumika.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Bhumika Garg. I'm from India. I'm currently pursuing engineering from Pune, Maharashtra, India. And I'm working on the Canvas website. So peoples are like welcome to contribute there also if they want. That's from my side.
Beautiful. Okay. And anybody else?
Hello.
It's hard for Lee to type and talk at the same. Oh, there she is. Sh-
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Oh, yep. We
I'm
can. I
fine.
just
Okay. My name is Chima Okonha, and I just joined. The Slack channel last week, and trying to go through the issues. I currently stay in Lagos, Nigeria. So yeah, thank you.
nice. Okay. Oh, very good. Chidima, is that
Yes.
about okay?
Yeah.
All
Yes,
right.
that's okay.
Okay. It's a multi-syllabic thing. It could go many different ways. I think I just formatted the entire meeting minutes in bold. This is why, like, I try not to do two things at once. My brain can't do it. All right, good. For those of you who, so it's nice to have Chidima with us. If you want to introduce and you haven't yet, please say hi in the Zoom chat or in Slack. Otherwise, we'll talk about the weather for the rest of the time. We've got, as we get going, we've got an announcement. And I think Ranak, and Kishore, probably this is an announcement from you guys.
Yeah, surely. So first of all, I would like to congratulate a huge congratulations to our certified Meshery contributors. A huge shout out to Anmol Sa, Jake Pineda, Ganesh Patil, and Yuval Kaushik. So this is a big milestone for passing this certification, not just for each of you, but for the entire Meshery community. And each of these batch that you have represents and reflects your skills, dedication, and technical expertise in the project. So we would be also be celebrating all of our certified mystery contributors on our socials. And thank you for shaping the entire mystery community and pushing the ecosystem forward. But yeah, like we also need a volunteer to form a weekly study group for the certified mystery contributor certification. So the one who would be leading this initiative would be responsible to explain what the certification is like and the different topics or syllabus it has. And the one who would be leading would also be going through each of the documentation it has, like the description of it. And each of these units we have, so we have 5 units in this certification, and each of these units have different set of documentations that are required to pass the certifications. So the idea is that you increase the chances of getting more number of contributors certified by getting more familiar with the documentation and trying things hands-on. So we'll be needing a volunteer for that. If anyone is interested, just let us know, or you can also ping us in the Slack channel as well. Also, there's another one, like we just have a blog post up running on the meshery.io/blog. So the certified Meshery contributors have shared their experiences about what the preparation of CMC looked like and how was their journey, their exam experience, and the format of it and everything. So some of the key takeaways I would like to share about it, like for most of the contributors, preparing for the CMC was a natural extension of their existing work that they were doing in the project. And mostly, like, they don't call it as a conventional certification, but more like a structured way to deepen your understanding of Meshery. So it has some MCQ based questions in the certification that you need to answer, and we also have a time limit for each of a unit. So some of the learnings that people got are like they got to know about different aspects of Meshery, about Meshery CTL, Meshery UI, schema-driven development, models, and whatnot. And they understood. They understood like to explore a much better and more practical way to explore Meshery. And earning this certified Meshery contributor badge represents like their recognition of consistent and meaningful contributions to the project. So you can just check out this blog post. And if you are planning to go ahead for this certification, we have also some advice for our future CMC candidates that don't just read, try things hands on, and go through the documentation properly. And if you're stuck, just ask around in the community. So I would be also passing this link of the blog post in the chat. You can see it in the meshery.io/blog. So yeah, that's all I had.
Nice. Hey, we don't know if anyone has passed the exam and has a link to their certificate. It'd be kind of neat to share, just to see what that looks like. I think we have examples of what the badge looks like. Yeah, we do. This right in the center here is a badge that you'll get on your profile, your user profile. But in addition to that, a certificate signed by the Meshery maintainers. And so something that you can, well, whether you share the badge or you share the certificate on your other social profiles, you're encouraged to. That's pretty great. So last week we celebrated 4 others that had passed. And so this week there's 4 more. And I think thus far, Ranak, do we have 4 more that we're looking at next week?
Yes, we do have that.
Okay. And then is that about as many as have passed the exam thus far? Or are there more?
No, we actually have more of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've also shared the link of the actual certification of how it looks like in the chat.
Nice. That's great. Okay. Well, if we keep going like this, we might have to follow up that blog post on the CNCF blog with some of the experiences that people are having and help recognize those folks even more. That's great. Good job. And is Kishore with us? I think Kishore, did he have a helping hand in getting the blog post up?
Yeah,
Yes, Leanne.
definitely.
Very good. Thank you very much, guys. That's great. It looks good. We got to get a tweet or 2 or 3 out there. So, all right. Hey, we're up to today's topics. I'm going to move a couple of mine down so that we get some time for other folks. And so if Mr. Nath is with us,
Yeah, right.
good. Mr. Nath, can you say your first name for me?
Yeah, it's Debangshu.
Okay. Yeah, it's super easy.
Yeah.
I think for most of us, it is super easy, but yeah, good. So Debangshu, if you don't mind, if this is your first time presenting on the call, you are most encouraged to share your screen and sort of introduce the topic. And I assume,
Actually, I couldn't um, run the UI locally having a server
okay.
on the backend, and like it threw errors, and I've tried in like many ways, but I couldn't. So I couldn't implement the feature that I worked on. But I'm pretty confident that whatever changes I've made should work.
Okay, yeah, but you got to test them. So run the
Yeah.
server. Have you tried running the server?
I did. I tried running the next, like the
No,
front end, and
the Golang server.
yeah, I used make server for the backend and the Next.js front end server too. But it was
To which step of
showing.
yeah, in the contributor guides, which step is failing for you?
Hold on. I have made a comment for you to
Yeah, share your screen.
hold on.
If you're not following the contributor guide, it's going to be a short discussion. I gave you that warning earlier, so just a forewarning now. Again, make sure you're following those guides. You are, right? Or you're not?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Where was it? Yeah, see, I ran the backend and the front end, but it was showing ki error occurred while fetching your current organization.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't have a quick answer on that one. It's not one that we see a lot. Mhm.
Is it possible to run it via cloud connection somehow, like taking it on a separate branch and
You keep finish the sentence. Oh, yeah.
no, like the issue that I was having is that I couldn't run it locally. So is it possible to run it on cloud, taking it
Yeah.
on a different branch?
Yeah. Yeah. You can mix and match it a fair bit. Sometimes if you're running the server versus the front end code on a drastically different branch, you might end up with some compatibility issues. But a lot of the times they can be on slightly different branches. The to the first part of your question, yeah, you can run the server. You don't have to run and build locally. Like you can use a remote virtual machine, or you can run Docker in Meshery server in a container separately.
Again, there is another issue that is in the provider selection screen. When I click on none, it would throw a 404 error page.
Yeah. Abhijit is hopefully working on that. Yeah, that's a high priority issue. That is a bug.
Yeah, so I'm a little confused. How should I be testing this?
You should, in this case, you can use the other provider instead of
That
the
is the
local
layer
provider.
5. That is the layer 5, which is cloud. I mean, basically, that's not local, but the changes that I have made, that is local. So
Yeah, that doesn't matter. This is just an overused term, local versus remote. If you choose to use that remote provider, that's primarily for your user account and like persisting designs that you might create or performance test results that you might run. And so that's okay. Your changes in Meshery UI or your changes in Meshery server, you'll still compile those, build them, and run them locally. When you get to that sign-in screen, irrespective of which provider you choose, which identity provider from where you get your user account, you'll still be able to test your changes either way. Right now, for the provider that's
No, no.
called none or that's called local,
Actually,
there is a
I
bug
did
there
that.
where you won't be able to sign in because of that bug. Instead, you can use the remote provider and still test
I,
your changes.
I did, and it redirects me to cloud playgrounds where the change isn't there. So
Yeah, they won't be in the playground. Yep. In the issue here, list out the steps that you're following from the contributing guide and point to the specific step that is not working for you. Like I'm not sure why you're getting this message here. You're not signing in or I don't know.
no, here right now I'm not signing in. This is run completely locally.
Yep. Yeah, there's some confusion. Go back. You got to go back. You're confused. I don't know how else to say it real fast. You're confused on which parts of the components that you're interacting with. Go back and follow the contributor guides. And if you want help, list out the steps that you followed from the contributor guides and where you're getting stuck specifically. This isn't,
Sure.
That's about as far as I can take it. I've given you the answer already, but there's some confusion in your mind as to how the components interact. And it's best if you go read, I suppose.
Okay,
Follow
sure.
the guide.
Thank you.
Yeah. So which guide did you follow?
There is currently one of it, right? And I was like going through the discuss.layer5.io where
You're not following the guide. I'm glad that you're not outright lying to me because that's something I won't abide, but you're not following the contributor guides. Go to Meshery docs, follow one of the guides. All right.
well,
Good.
sure, I'll redo it again.
Next up, we've got Praglava.
Lily, can I also take
Post.
take a look about this issue?
Yeah, sure. Which one? The local provider failing?
Yeah, this UI one just I think
Oh, okay.
not share. Yeah, this UI one.
Sure. Or yeah, I mean, you feel free to ask Devanshu. I mean, I think Devanshu made up the issue. Great. It's not a priority that I'm like spending time on or supporting other than all of our time for the last 5 minutes. But yeah, ask him if he wants some help. Yeah. Devanshu, do you want some here? Devanshu, do you want some help?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Hi, Abhijit.
Yeah, hi. I will try to reproduce this your error, and I will check if I can get any solution. Okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll get in touch with you.
Nice. Yeah, good. All right. Praglava, you're up next.
Yeah, hello. I will be sharing my screen. So I have quick updates about the end-to-end test results integration to the QA dashboard and some of the end-to-end test issues that need attention. So from my last PR, the end-to-end test results should have shown up in the QA dashboard, but it was not showing up. The root cause was simple. The batch tests were outputting tab format, which we were not capturing anywhere. So what I did here was simple. We just captured it and piped it using T to save it in a file, then run the converter before syncing in. Before running the syncing to QA, I have already opened a PR for this, and it was already approved by Matthew. So after this PR gets merged, we should be able to view the end-to-end test results in the dashboard. So this is my first update regarding the QA dashboard integration. So the second thing
Question.
is
Yeah, Praglava, yeah,
please.
good. It's good. Yeah, if you would pause for a moment, just in between your two different topics.
Oh,
Yeah, great.
okay.
So this change is pushing over results in the TAP format over to the reporting system. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Nice. And then is there a BATS plugin in the reporting system to interpret those tests, or how do those get interpreted and represented in the dashboard?
Yeah, there was a previous PR to convert the bats to Allure. So from that, in that way, we can integrate it. I think Abid did that before.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yes. So talking about end-to-end test failures, there is a big one. The provider token has been expired, which is resulting in 49 tests to fail right now. With auth errors. Similarly, the spreadsheet credentials is not configured, which is resulting in two tests to fail. So if this is a priority, we can add the spreadsheet credentials, or if this is not a priority, we can skip this test right now. And one of 5 tests were, requiring fixtures files, which were missing. There is an existing PR for it, which is currently under review. So upon completion of that PR, the 5 tests will succeed. Similarly, I have fixed 6 tests that had previous assertion mismatches. The PR is ready for review. It is undergoing few review cycles. And after this, I think most of the end-to-end test failures should succeed. The main one is the majority are failing because of the provider token being expired. So if Lee, you could take a look into it.
Cool. Or another maintainer. So can
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
what, how do you know that it's expired?
Because I was looking into the logs, and it was giving auth errors. If we will check the GitHub
Sure, but
Actions logs. Yeah.
sure. Good. So you're seeing a message in the logs and it says
Yeah.
expired?
Yes, yes.
But does it say expired or something else? Like, or does it,
So it says, is my screen right now also visible, right?
yeah, it says that it's expired, or it's the same, it's expired or invalid.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
Okay, so we're not sure, but it looks like there's a problem with the token, and it being expired is a likely, is a possibility. They're supposed to be, those tokens are supposed to be non-expiring. So I wonder if that's really what the issue is.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good. And then, yeah, another question, if I may, on the next item. I
Yes.
guess I would skip those tests. I think we've had a challenge in getting spreadsheet credentials like securely provided. Were those tests passing in the past?
I have not looked into the past logs.
Are
So
these new tests or?
yeah, I think the credentials were not there since I last checked.
Okay. Do you know if they're new tests that have never passed before, or if they're
The missing fixtures one, this never passed because this PR, it added tests that required fixtures, which, needed follow-up PRs, but it never came from the author. So this test have never passed till now, the one.
Okay, good. What about
Yeah.
the spreadsheet one?
Yeah, I have not checked it. I will let you know in the Slack after I check it.
The assertion mismatches, were those all similar in nature? Were these Meshery CTL tests that you're referring to, or something else?
Yeah, it is Meshery CTL test that I'm referring to.
So are we writing the tests in a fragile way? I wonder.
I found that too.
Yeah, do you have a suggestion as to how to write them better?
Yeah, I have been in communication with Matthew back and forth. on how to move forward. So I just wanted to give an update regarding what is going on with the end-to-end tests.
Cool. I'm interested in non-fragile tests or keeping them, like the amount of time that we spend on like failing tests versus the amount of time that they save us from an error, from a bug, hasn't paid off throughout this whole project. It really hasn't. And so what's the suggestion to write them in a less fragile way?
I mean, I would say we are writing tests and, people are not testing it by themselves and it is getting merged. So we have to hold on and maybe focus on the failing test right now before
Okay,
trying
so
to,
so is there a suggestion? Is there any way that we can write them to be less fragile?
Not that I can think of on the moment.
Okay. What were the assertion mismatches?
Yeah, there were several of them. So it was like we can just look at here invalid URL. The errors expect some different, it expects invalid URL, but we were writing test for error reading directory. So we had most of the assertions
Okay, so the
related
errors
to
were
this.
really about whether or not we're matching the right text as
Yeah.
output,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
As opposed to testing for the real thing, which would be whether or not the files were processed. Like,
Yeah.
instead of looking for particular text in the output, perhaps we can focus on whether or not the objective was achieved.
Yes.
That might make for more difficult tests to write, but it also might make them a little more resilient.
Yes.
Maybe is that something you could give some thought to on a few of these and see if there's a more resilient way to write them?
Yeah, I will definitely take a look on it. Yes.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm not sure if there is, but there might be. Matthew, do you know? Is there? Oh, is Matthew not with us? Okay. Good.
Yeah.
But
This
so on
basic
your other tests, on the ones where the token is expired or the spreadsheet credentials, Ian, Mr. Whitney, I don't know if these ring a bell or if you've seen these failing or not.
Yeah, I don't know about the token provider one. I haven't seen those failing, but I've been looking at the UI ones more than CTL ones. So I could circle around. Yeah, I didn't think the token expired. So it might just be invalid or some configurations not set up correctly, but I don't think it's expired.
Got you. Yeah. And that's where Proglava, it would be really helpful if you were able to look at the prior tests and whether or not they were passing the prior run of those tests, whether or not they were passing and failing, and investigate that initial failure, assuming that they were passing in the past.
Yeah, for the provider token, I have looked at it for a long, long time. The scheduled tests are failing, the one which runs
Okay.
every morning.
Have they ever passed? Have they ever passed?
I have not found one, but I will look more deeply into it.
Okay.
It was
Yeah,
failing from a long time.
Yeah, but that doesn't really help. Yeah, I mean, just like,
Yeah.
what helps is
Yeah.
like, were they ever passing or not? And then
Yeah,
if
I will,
not, then
I'll take a
cool,
look
thanks.
into it.
Very
Yeah,
good.
thank you.
Great presentation. Thanks for being prepared. This is great, man. And thanks for the color coding as well. That really helps.
Yes,
So,
thank you.
yeah. Anybody else have questions or comments, thoughts for Proglava? Thanks, Proglava. Thanks, man. You were able to because you were organized, you were able to get through like quite a few updates, get some meaningful, work done, meaningful feedback. Thanks for that. Thanks for.
Yes, thank you, Lee.
All right. Next up is Debashish. Are you with us?
Hello, am I audible?
Hello. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
So it's
So
yeah,
I
you
am
are. Your
Debashish.
voice is just. If you could like Where's your microphone? Is your microphone by
Actually, I'm
your
using the headphone.
Yeah. Isn't that the funniest thing? Like, isn't that where you hear from, not where you speak from? Like the microphone should be like here, right? I can't hear you, man. Your voice is super low. So you can yell at us or
Um, I might try, removing it and maybe try again.
okay, that'd be good. We'll just circle back to your topic.
Okay, sure.
All right. All right. Next up, Mr. Shaw. Jay, you're with us.
Yeah. So I I'll just give some context about why I asked this question, and I'll also talk a little bit about my communication style as well. So this is my first open source project, and I typically have not contributed to any open source project yet. So is there a way that I could talk to people to understand priorities, which would inherently help me speed things up because of like how much time I can spend, what priority items are there, and I'm more hands-on approach in my way of working. So helping understanding those priorities will help me jump into specific sections of the project, although I can self-explore. Um, so yeah, so I wanted to know if there is anyone I can speak to, like where is the project standing and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a program that's been established called Meshmates, which is precisely that, like people who hang around and look for people like Jay who are asking that very question. And then like the part of the objective of this sort of brief mentorship period is is to get people having their first PR merged, so to speak, or just like to get them, successfully exercising the mechanism of the whole contributing process. There's a weekly call on Fridays and newcomers call that does a decent job of giving a high level overview of like the fact that there's a lot of different technologies, a lot of different projects, and a good high level orientation. Many of the particulars of the individual projects aren't necessarily covered in that call. So it's a good orientation. If you haven't been, you should go. It is worth the time. And you do get your first PR merged in that newcomers meeting, which is helpful.
Yeah. Okay.
But, and then, yeah, it's a conundrum because like, yeah, that's exactly what everybody needs. It's friggin' hard to go join an open source project and like, where are you supposed to look? Where are you supposed to go? Who are you supposed to, is this even, there's like, there's so many more questions, there's question upon question. And yeah, and like a 5-minute conversation could really, could get you.
Yeah. I think like that's my initial thought was like I can look up GitHub issues, I can open up PRs, but I think if I just talk to someone who has been in the project long enough, they would just tell me, hey, this is the one that we need to get done, and this is where the issue is, and just go fix it, or like go figure. So that would just help speed things up, and then I can just go through the contribution guide and everything else that follows. So yeah.
Yeah, it's super
And
expensive.
and is there any like specific tags that issues are categorized with? I just wanted to ask because I've been browsing. Some of them have been bugs, some of them are feature requests. So is there some sort of like release tags that are planned for a release that or maybe prioritize, or there is like certain bugs that I can look for? Is there any recommended filters that
Yeah,
this project
there's
uses?
a couple. This help wanted one is a key one. Right
Okay.
now, I'm looking just in the Meshery repo for this,
Okay.
and sure, there's a lot. Sure, some of them are assigned, and whether they're assigned or not, go poke the person and ask if you can help. Ask if they're actively working on it. Like oftentimes, there's good intentions, and then life gets in the way. Looking at just one repo is short-sighted in that there are 100 plus repos. And so looking at like the help wanted across them all.
Cross repos, understood. Yeah.
So every README in every one of those 100 repos has a predefined search that looks across like the various projects and orgs that and so you'll find a lot more and more variety if you,
Understood.
okay, fine, that's helpful. That's one more baby step forward, but then like, yeah, it's super expensive to spend the time to, I've been doing Meshery 6 years, been helping thousands of people contribute for my part. Like there's many other maintainers who are doing the same thing. It's just super expensive because statistically, the majority of people that you spend time to talk to and get to know, they don't stick around. It's not because the community isn't it's a fantastic community. There's like 10,000 people here. There's like 10, this thing isn't sponsored by Google didn't, or some other place didn't poop this out and then rub it into that turd into a shiny little golden thing. It's just homegrown, and it's the sixth fastest moving project in the entire CNCF out of 200. So it's like we're doing well, but yeah, right now we're low on maintainers, lower than, but there's a number of them, but of those engaged, they can just like, there's only so much time in the world, and Meshery is a big project. And anyway, that's why the newcomers meeting is held. That's why the Meshmates program is there. Fine, to get Jay and everyone else that's listening pointed a little more, to get that arrow.
Yeah, give a little more direction towards finding finding the needle in the haystack situation. Yeah.
It is something like it's sometimes it's really good to choose an issue. First of all, I would always recommend choose a super tiny, itty bitty, baby, little teeny weeny issue. That is like putting a period on the end of the sentence kind of a thing, just because you got to go through the mechanics of like forking the stupid thing, signing off on your commit, like doing, all the hoops and then getting the chance to talk and interact with other people. And then like all those, and then to the next one that's a little bit bigger, where you're correcting the whole sentence, and then two sentences, and then just super iteratively, baby steps, and showing value as you go. Being super inquisitive, being bullish, asking tons of questions on the discussion forum, sharing what you know, sharing it out loud as you go, making assumptions and statements that as you're digesting them, saying them aloud and seeing if other people resonate them. It's like the thing with Devansh or Debanshu. I desperately want to explain to Debanshu the difference between those architectural components. Because Debanshu, I think you've got a good issue that you're driving toward, an improvement in the UI, and it's just one thing that's happening is you're bumping into a bug, and we'll talk about that bug in a second. But we're also, but you're also bumping into a big project and trying to digest it or understand its big moving components. There's an architecture deck that is highly curated and is absolutely worth the time. There might be a couple of inaccuracies, but it is overwhelmingly correct. And it does take it kind of slow. It does walk through the big blocks of the project, and like the fact that there is a local provider and a remote provider, all this stuff. This is a good one. These same concepts, these same architectural components are highlighted in the docs. And I'm not saying, so go read the docs, and like that's what Jay is he's not trying to avoid the docs. He's trying to use his time effectively. He's trying to make sure that of the time that he is spending, that it's being focused on an area that is of importance and would get supported by other people who are actively here. Irrespective, as he goes to do that, I'm highlighting just a couple of resources that I think are golden, or that if I were new, I would spend time on this deck. It's in the community drive, the community shared.
So just before you proceed further, I'll just ask, so two things. So where can I find the community drive? And the other one is the uh, GitHub issues filter that you showed. Can you show that again? How did you reach there? Which showed help wanted across the repo. Maybe I'll just take a note of both of those.
Sure. Yeah, if you visit drive.google.com under the email address that any of you would have filled in your community member form with,
Uh-huh.
of the 59 emails that you get after you fill it in, one of those may or may not be alerting you to the fact that you should see a new shared drive under your. And so there's
Okay.
one called, yeah, it
Okay.
should be there as long as you're.
Okay.
And then
All
the
right.
second,
Understood. Yep.
the second question was if you visit any repository,
Uh-huh.
In any of the READMEs, all of them should have a sort of a standard footer, so to speak, kind of down
Okay.
at the saying, hey, here's.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Yep. Help
But
wanted. Yep. That's it. Yeah.
that's
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah. And then the last item to share with Jay is just in this. I was going to say sometimes it's very nice to always choose small items, sure. Sometimes it's nice to choose an item that's off to the side that there's not a lot of pressure to work on or get done quickly.
Mhm.
But there's a trade-off. Like maybe you'll have a harder time getting help on that one because it isn't a priority. Choosing one that's a priority can be awesome because you're getting lots of focus and support. It'll also be stressful because people are like, let's go, like, let's get it done.
Yeah.
There's one that's kind of like that right now, and it's come up twice in this meeting, a bug that is affecting the project. And it is under the label. Let me go back. So this is just the main Meshery repo again. It's under the label high priority or.
I see. Okay. Oh, interesting.
Well, that's not the one. I think that's not the one. It probably doesn't have a help wanted label on it, but it's this one right here. It's Golang based. It is medium to small in terms of its, the fix needed. It is of medium complexity. But I'm just sort of pointing out one that's like here and now as causing everybody pain.
Yeah, I'm just taking a note of the issue number. So
Yeah, and on that, if you fix it, wonderful. If you try to fix it and you can't and you don't, wonderful. If you don't, if you like, I think the minimum thing that you should try to do is follow along with the discussions that happen around it and the pull request that gets opened and participate in digesting, what the solution ultimately was. Like that's
yeah. Sorry to ask this again. Can you just show me the issue number again? I just want to take that issue and I will try to reproduce it and see like how that goes, the entire process. And that'll just help me like set up the server and all the like using the Makefiles repository and all the basic stuff. So that will be super helpful.
Sounds good. I dropped a number of links for you in the Zoom chat.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much.
And so is Matthew with us today? He might not be. Okay, I don't think he is. So next up is Yash Mahen. Yash M. Mako. Yash Mako.
Yes. Hey. Actually, I'm running with some problems on my machine, so I think I can share my screen. So I think I should be discussing about this later.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes, something's going on with it.
Gotcha. And so, Ranak, you might be up next.
Yeah. Yeah, so it will be a quick one. So regarding the first PR of the migration of docs.meshery.io from Jekyll to Hugo. So we are facing like some uh, issues on. So there was a Gemini suggestion that the docs.meshery.io was using some sort of old version in the libraries, like in the font awesome and other libraries as well. So just a second.
Ranak, you might have said this, but just for context for everyone else, the Meshery docs uses the Jekyll framework, and there's a desire to transition it to Hugo.
Yeah, I will do that. So this is the docs.mystery.io that just also showed. So this is currently running on Jekyll framework. So it uses Jekyll, and we want it like to run in or migrate it to Hugo framework because Jekyll is very slow and Hugo is pretty fast. So it just build time is super builds in very blazing fast speed. So this is the first PR regarding the migration. So we have to migrate all these pages, different sort of pages to Hugo. Um, so this was the initial migration that we were doing. And there was, yeah, this one. Yeah, so like Gemini suggested that some of the libraries were using older versions of like anchor.min.js and font awesome libraries as well. So my thought is like rather than upgrading it to the latest version now as we are migrating, so we shouldn't do that. Like we should open an issue for it and we can circle back to it later because it may introduce some breaking changes and just migrate the talks with the current set of versions that we have. And like Matthew also suggested that, yeah, that's the way to go. So I've opened some of the issues if one would like to contribute on it as well about upgrading the latest versions of these libraries. And we also are in need, like we need to migrate the Docker file as well to be adapted for Hugo. So there's a bunch of stuff to be done over here. But yeah, for the first PR, I think like I'll be addressing some of these version changes. But yeah, I think that's good to merge then. Yep, that's all I had.
Thanks. Does anybody have feedback or questions for Ranak? And there's a couple of resources that are posted in the Zoom chat. Ranak, I have a question for you. I think I asked this before, so so please excuse me, but there's low to no risk in merging these changes. Is that an accurate statement?
Yeah, because we are having this in a separate directory. So it doesn't introduce any breaking changes.
That makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like your recommendation of going forward is, yeah, so you can kind of take a step and then come back and keep going. When this is merged, is for those that want to participate or collaborate with you, the way that they can look at the project, I'm sorry, the way that they can look at the progress is, how do they do that?
Yeah, so currently the site is being served locally. So you can just install Hugo and go to the change directory to the docs new. That would be a new migrated docs directory and just run Hugo server. Or I have also listed all the make files, the make file over here. So we can just run make site and that would be up and running. So this is how the currently doc site looks like.
Okay. Got you. Great. Yeah, you anticipated that question. Okay. Anybody else have feedback? All right. So we're at the top of the hour. I just realized. So Devashish, maybe you could take a recording if you'd like and drop it into Slack so you don't have to wait a week to get feedback or what have you, or you can put it on the discussion forum.
Sure.
Nice. And your voice is coming through louder now, just as
Yeah,
feedback.
right.
Oh, nice. Okay. Hey, Ranak, I think you just posted the fact that Meshery's got a few open LFX projects.
Yeah, but currently it's not conveyed publicly.
Okay. Or these haven't been announced yet, or?
Not we haven't made an announcement. We have just updated the sites.
Oh, okay. So this is the soft announcement then.
Mhm.
So we'll have to go announce. But yeah, for those of you that are here, then yeah, there's a number of them posted, and so good. We're at the top of the hour. Did we miss anything that anyone needed to convey? The newcomers call that's held weekly is on Fridays. It just moved to Fridays after having been on Thursdays for forever. So Fridays, I think it starts 1 hour earlier than this meeting time.
Yeah.
And so great. And so you can find the details at like meet.meshery.io or meet.layer5.io. Yeah, jump in. I mean, by the way, it's not I would encourage you to not have it be a one-time join thing, but to keep going and start sharing what you're learning and basically start helping co-host. I mean, like it's those that are hosting it are paying it forward. And so at some point you'll be able to pay it forward. There's hardly any better way to learn than by trying to explain something to somebody else. Then you really got to kind of know it. And if you don't, it's a pretty forgiving environment. So you learn as you go. Well, good. Well, we've got one high priority issue that if we get that fixed, there's a bunch of people that will be happy, including Debangshu, who's bumping into it. Yeah. And so is a couple of our users. So that issue I should have made us spend more time on, but the issue is if you take the latest build of Meshery, the latest release, and you try to sign in with the local provider, things go wrong. Oops, shoot, that's not. So we got to fix it. Cool. All right. Well, thanks. Hey, this is we're going to end our first month, I think, on 2026. So, holy smokes. That's it. I got no more jokes. I'm all out. I think we'll see everybody back in Slack. See you on the newcomers call. All right. Thanks all. See ya.